2023, everyone. It has been the year for games, with so many great games releasing in one year itself. That's kind of overwhelming when it comes to covering everything in this one single video. We started the year with the hype of Elden Ring washing off of us. And boy, was that a game everyone was talking about once. In any case, I'll try and talk about a few games that interested me this year. Of course, I know I won't be able to cover all of them up, so do me a favor and share your favorite games or the best ones you have played this year.
Legacy of Hogwarts.
First game we'll talk about is Hogwarts Legacy. Boy, is this game good. Now that we are at the end of the year, we can kind of see the trajectory this game went on the internet. Initially on release, it received a lot of love from the gaming community. I think it was one of the top searched games on Twitch for a while. The game takes you to this amazing world of Hogwarts, which is like a dream for like every Harry Potter fan of the books and the movies. And yes, I count myself as well. I have to say that the scope of this game is really underappreciated. The fact that we can actually wander in the halls of Hogwarts is really magical. The developers really put a lot of hard work in creating this game, and it shows. Hogwarts itself feels very alive. And even though the game is not perfect, I'd say, I feel like they were successful in capturing the essence of the castle. From the corridors filled with students and to the moving paintings. Coming to the not so good part, yes, I know a lot of you have complaints about how you spend so much time outside of Hogwarts finishing similar kinds of missions or assignments that the professors or teachers give you. It's a valid criticism, and I do see why some people would feel that it kind of felt that it was stretched too thin across this large map of Hogwarts. But I still feel like the average player is overall going to enjoy this experience. And it's really exciting to be able to play a game like this, especially when you compare it to the other games that came before that shared the same kind of Hogwarts experience. Overall, the game is very fun, and you get to make your own character and attend Hogwarts. By the way, it also has some of the best openings I have seen in a game for a long time. And now from sci-fi Soviet Union comes the game Atomic Heart. Now, I have personally not played this game, but I have seen a lot of gameplay footage and almost the entire story gameplay for this game. It is quite the game. To be honest, I didn't expect much from this when it was first announced, but I'm happy to say that I was wrong and right. The game did get its fair share of controversy and love. This is also another one of the games that had a banger introduction in it. I do plan to play it one day though. But if any of you have, please tell me how you feel about it.
Time to wake up to a new reality. To a blank canvas.
Next up is Mortal Kombat 1 with its jaw-breaking fatalities. We join Liu Kang and others in another adventure. Liu Kang looked sick as a god. We met new versions of many old characters, such as the young Raiden, Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And of course,
Johnny Cage,
who was embraced by the internet meme culture. Overall, amazing fresh coat of paint on the franchise. They also introduced new fighting styles in this one, where you'll have partners come out and do stuff to the opponent. Really cool and dangerous. We also had an Assassin's Creed game this year from everyone's beloved Ubisoft. Mirage was a step back from the RPG direction that the franchise had taken over the previous years. Valhalla not being the most popular amongst gamers, it kind of changed Assassin's Creed in a way that it didn't feel like an Assassin's Creed game anymore. But with Mirage, all of that was scrapped and we had a story of a side character from Valhalla. Yay! A lot of praise was given to Ubisoft for finally going back to the roots of the franchise. Finally, but similarly, a lot of people pointed out how the story was shit. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who noticed this, but the character graphics in these games feel like they're devolving. Whatever happened to the people who made the first 4 games?
The wonder is not that the field of stars is so vast, but that we have measured it.
Now, coming from the depths of space, next up is Starfield, the amazing game with 1000 worlds, which turned into a disappointment just as quickly as it takes you to hit that sub button. But anyways, the game, which had promised over 1000 planets which were procedurally generated, had too many loading screens for people to enjoy, with it not being as open as one would think when they hear traveling anywhere in 1000 planets. I don't know how Bethesda thought players would react positively, especially when you have huge shoes to fill of another game called No Man's Sky, called by many the comeback king of the gaming industry, the original one. Obviously, the game left a lot of players with sour taste, so much so that even the modding community of the game left working on their mods because they felt that the game just wasn't worth it. Ouch! You know you messed up when this happens. Alright, talking about disappointments, how can we forget the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3? The ultimate disappointment of this year. Modern Warfare 3 had the shortest campaign that players have ever seen in a Call of Duty game, and it was also the most expensive one. It later turned out that the game was actually meant to be a DLC to the Modern Warfare 2 game that had come before it, which makes kind of sense. Also, they ruined one of its most important characters, Makarov, who isn't really scary anymore. The campaign that we did get wasn't so good either, with it trying the open world mission approach, where you can do a mission however you want, which sounds good on paper but is a disaster in reality, where the game used basically recycled maps from Warzone and added missions in it. What a lazy silly move, Activision.
The city's being torn apart. I don't know if I'm strong enough to save it.
We also saw our beloved Peter Parker back in a friendly neighborhood this year, swinging by and defeating the huge Venom, joined by none other than Miles Morales. Overall, very exciting to see them back in action. The game has the same enjoyable swinging and a fairly good story, same as its predecessor, and also a game opening filled with action. And it leaves us wanting for more Peter Parker adventures, and a few teasers for new superheroes, and potentially another Sinister Six team up, but this time maybe with Norman Osborn as Goblin?
Open your eyes.
Last but not the least, we have the game of the year that everybody has been talking about, Baldur's Gate 3. I just have to say that Larian deserves all the love it's getting, especially because they put so much love while making this game, which shows when you actually play it. I myself had never played a game like Baldur's Gate, but I am so glad that my first introduction to this genre was this game, because now I want more like it. One of the effects this game has had on me is from its character customization. By playing other games, I feel like a little sad when I don't see a character customization as vast as it is in BG3, but of course, I understand why. But I hope that this game does serve as an example to other developers and their games. And hopefully, more games learn from this and improve upon it, which, when they come out on the future, we'll know. Of course, there is a lot to be said about this game, which I can't possibly do it in this video, but what I can say is that it is one of the good ones that I played this year, and also something new that I hadn't seen before. Well, that's it, isn't it? That's all of the major games this year, right? Wait, there is more?
I am Navi.
From the shadows of Ubisoft, an Avatar game released this December. A game which nobody seems to be talking about a lot, especially because players have surprisingly been having a good time playing it. It feels like Ubisoft didn't bother much with the marketing of this game, or maybe it's just me. Wow, so many games released this year, and so many will be released in coming years. We all can't wait for it. Talking about the coming years, how can we not talk about the GTA 6 trailer, which was absolutely bonkers and broke the internet. Rockstar didn't even have to release the game and people have already started searching for the game. And many have already installed it on their computers. Why are the subtitles in Russian, you ask? With so much good happening this year, a little bad also happened. This very month, a few days back, Insomniac suffered a huge leak, which was caused by a data breach. It had information of a lot of games that the company is working on, and also unfortunately a lot of private information of the employees working in the company. That's all the gaming summarized into 1 year. 2023 was probably one of the best ones for it. I know I didn't mention Zelda, but I'm sure one of you will in the comments. Please do tell what amazing games you have played this year and share it with us. Now, on to this last segment. I'll tell you guys the best games I played this year. Now, before I tell you which game it is, mind it, I'm not talking about the best game that I played that released this year, but I am talking about the best game that I played this year. For all I care, it can be Modern Warfare 2 from 2008. Anyways, it isn't. Alright, not wasting too much time, the best game that I played this year was, hands down, Detroit Becoming Human. Yes, the game from 2018. I had been wanting to play this game for a long time, and finally got myself to play it. And I had an amazing time. Takes the number one spot for me for a lot of reasons, which I might talk about in a separate video. But in short, the game had its problems, but I had a good time playing it. Now, since I have told you my top one, I might as well tell you about the second and third best one that I played this year. The second best game for me that I played this year was Cyberpunk 2077 in its entirety, including the base game and the DLC. And I really felt sad when I finished the game. I really loved the world of Night City, hoping that we see it again in its glory in the next Cyberpunk game. Following up, the third best game that I played this year is obviously Baldur's Gate 3. It was something new and fascinating to me. I went into the game thinking that I'd be overwhelmed and maybe even bored with the game mechanics and the game itself. But to my surprise, I wasn't. In fact, I learned a lot about the CRPG genre. I think it's what this game is classified in. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I was really left wanting more of the world, and I can probably see myself playing this game again and again, trying to get all its various endings. Thank you for watching. If you have this far, this year has been very exciting. Please do tell me your favorite games in the comments. This year has been great for the channel as well. Finally reached 90 subscribers. Well, it went down to 89 for a moment. Whoever unsubscribed and resubscribed, I'll find you. But anyways, it's been a blast. I have planned a lot of videos covering different topics, all of which I'd be putting on YouTube next year. Thank you if you have subscribed this year and have been a part of the live streams. I really do love talking to you guys. Be safe and well, and I'll see you guys in the next year in 2024. Bye bye till then.